We have Skid Row, Newsom, California. We call out Gavin Newsom's radical new bill and expose how Prop 50 strips voters of their rights under the guise of reform. From LA's immigration emergency to the worsening Skid Row crisis and Katie Porter's meltdown, Democrats just keep proving they cannot govern anything, especially my state of California. Gavin Newsom officially signs AB 495 into law, the Legalized Child Kidnapping Bill. So this is what I believe we reviewed a week or so on the show when we showed a video of a man and he was like, how are you just good? This just says the kids the states now. Anyone can go pick up the kid from school. Anyone can sign him out. And what are you going to do about it? Apparently it's completely legal. If you guys don't remember watching that video on the show. This bill destroys parents' rights and allows non-relatives to fill out a one-page form to pick out your kid without your consent. This is what I don't understand. So what's stopping? Well, first of all, you can lie about your name and who you are. I have a feeling just from, I don't know, living real life, watching movies, what's worrisome about this is I feel like there's a lot of dangerous people in the world and random people are going to be checking out kids, whether you have, people in relationships that are going downhill. It's very dangerous and violent, people fighting, crazy relatives. I mean, this is just like, the guy even said it. He was like, this is like child trafficking. Like, why are you guys so in favor of everything that endangers and harms children? And I just think about when I was younger and how insanely hard it was just for my own mom, who they saw every single day for 15 years to come check me out of school. I don't know, guys. It's getting a little shady. It's been a little shady, so we'll see what happens with this. Hopefully more parents are going to start to speak out against this. I don't know. So at the bottom, it says it limits immigration enforcement and data collection. It prohibits schools, daycares, and preschools from gathering immigration status info. What that sounds like to me is they're limiting the information they're getting on the children. Therefore, specifically, the kids that are potentially illegal. Wouldn't that just mean making it easier to traffic kids that are illegally in this country? That's what it sounds like to me, which is kind of crazy because, like I said, those open borders under the Biden administration, 300,000 missing children, that's a big business. That's a really big business. If you didn't watch already, James O'Keefe did a great documentary. I think it's called Line in the Sand. I could be incorrect. Talking about how the child trafficking, the border, Mexico, Texas, all this is like the biggest, it's money. It's just pure money. They're making so much money, and this seems to go along with everything else I've seen through the documentary and all this shady stuff we see every day. So that's pretty crazy. It's so funny. They're obsessed with protecting all these immigrants, but they're like, we're also going to make it really easy to traffic them as well. The immigrant children. We have a video of Nancy Pelosi on SB 50. Whatever she says, do the opposite.
And we made a decision to win. And when you make a decision to win, make every decision in favor of winning. With House Democrats, state legislature, Governor Newsom, and now our former president of the United States with his... The country is depending on California. It's about winning the House, but it's also about our democracy and that.
Yeah, so she's saying the quiet part out loud. She's like, we're going to do this to win more elections. Democracy is on the line. The good news about this is if you have Jen Psaki saying anything, you know she's lying. If you have her talking, you know she's lying because the only thing you can trust her on is which stocks she's trading and all the money she's making. But luckily, this is a good example of whatever they're doing. We're gonna go ahead and do the opposite, you guys. Okay. When's the last time Democrats passed anything and you genuinely think it benefited any part of your life? When did they do anything that wasn't just strictly a grab for power and a grab for money, potentially out of your own pocket? So how has Jen Psaki had a show? She had a job and couldn't answer questions for how many years? Now she has a show? I'm like, God, not a lot of talent to choose from over there. Even Obama is stepping in to promote Prop 50 as well. Not sure why he cares so much about California, but this is him talking about it.
California, the whole nation is counting on you. Democracy is on the ballot November 4th. Republicans want to steal enough seats in Congress to rig the next election and wield unchecked power for 2 more years. With Prop 50, you can stop Republicans in their tracks. Prop 50 puts our elections back on a level playing field, preserves independent redistricting over the long term, and lets the people decide. Return your ballot today. Vote yes on 50.
Listening to Democrats talk about rigging elections is rich. Out of all of the evidence we've collected over years, even what we're dealing with in California right now, where if you vote no on this and you put your ballot in, it literally says that you voted no on that. I mean, the amount of shady things they do in elections, but what do they do? I keep saying it. I'm like, anything shady they're doing, they're going to accuse us of doing. And what are they doing? Every single time, it's always the most threatening language. It's democracy's on the line. And I'm like, the people that literally rig elections, steal elections, ban free speech, forced you to put needles in your arms, the same people that made you wear a mask outside, the same people that open your borders, the same people we die at their hands every day. You know, Obama came in and up healthcare. Yes, once again, democracy's on the line. Got it. Sure, guys. We have a video of Los Angeles County officials vote to declare a state of emergency that gives them the power to provide assistance for residents they say have suffered financially from ongoing federal immigration raids.
LA County has declared a state of emergency over the immigration raids. The Board of Supervisors voted today. Board members say the raids are preventing people from going to work and forcing some businesses to close. The emergency allows the board to look at enacting an eviction moratorium and other protections for people impacted by the raids. And this news just coming into our newsroom. Will, of course, continue to follow it.
Oh, it's a car wash I go to. How did I not see this video before this? I don't know. Business is still, I was just there the other day, business is booming. So that personally didn't affect them. They got new people. You know, I will say though, you know how everyone is very reliant on illegals to do a lot of things? I will say, when it comes to anything at your house, they do shit work. I know you can't afford the Americans, but the work they do is really, really, really shitty. I don't think people realize Americans can do those jobs. We have enough fat retards in their mom's basements that literally need jobs and have no money. And instead of going online all day, becoming mentally ill and letting the government MK Ultra get a hold of them so one day they can go shoot up his kid's school, I think they would actually be better off in the fields or doing some housework. But that's just me. But car wash is still going, you guys. So fake news once again. Well, yeah, that's all we do here. We protect illegals. We take all of our money. We give it to them. We give them benefits. We feel bad for them. And they're like, well, what about the girl that, got stabbed 35 times in the bookstore? And Democrats are like, yeah, well, f her. We got to make sure everyone at the car wash feels safe and okay today. And you're just like, well, how does that make any sense? We have a video from Skid Row from an insider. One of the insides.
If you can put a man on the moon, you can clean these streets up. I used to be homeless here at Skid Row, so I know what it's like to live out here on the street.
So this was your first job off the street?
Yeah. A lot of homeless come here to eat. A lot of times they got no money. We end up giving them food.
This place has been like this for over 100 years in one way or another, right?
Right. But every mayor that come in, Garcetti, all of them saying, oh, we're going to fix it. We're going to work on it. They start off trying to fix it, but something is wrong.
Mental health is the underlying issue.
That's the big issue. Until we can address the mental health part of this thing, it's an uphill battle. Anytime you see people walk down the street naked with a machete in their hand, you know it's a problem. They shut down the mental hospitals and they don't put them back out on the street. This is the stuff that I have to deal with. They had a homeless count not long ago, and they said the numbers was going down. We don't believe that the numbers is going down. I had about 150 children living in tents with big old rodents out there. I say, how can we let this condition happen? What happened to humanity in this country?
Someone was killed here yesterday?
Yesterday on the streets here on 5th and Stanford. They stabbed him.
Yeah, no, he's got a point, though. He's like, we can go to the moon, but we can't put people on housing. And when he says the numbers are going down, I think the numbers were going down from fentanyl overdoses and death, from people stabbing each other, dying. The problem is, yeah, all the Democrats, they give the same, oh, we're going to do this, we're going to do this. Maybe it goes down a little, maybe it doesn't. Obviously, the numbers show it goes up. My thing is, you have two options. We have to have mental hospitals, okay? And people have to go to those mental hospitals, but we can't do the liberal bullshit of, oh my God, it's against human rights. No. You cannot be able to sign yourself out of a mental hospital. That defeats the whole purpose. Crazy people don't know they're f***ing crazy. That's the point. So you can't give a crazy person choices and they're like, well, why would I want to be? No, you have to put them in there, potentially medicate them. It protects them. It protects people around them. Okay. The second option is they have to, if there's housing, they have to be clean. They have to do all these things. I think, yes, women and children should be provided for. And then you have to have jails. And the thing is with the jails, you have to be able to keep them in there. Okay. Those are the options. The only person I've heard talk about it is Rick Russo. He's like, you can't be on the street. Okay. Last night, me and my girlfriend are on a walk. There's a guy sleeping in the middle of the sidewalk. His wheelchair goes out. I run into it and I'm like, Jesus, you guys, like, come on. We can't do this anymore. Okay. It's not working. So there are solutions. And I actually agree. It's a little liberal of me. I would love for all my taxpayer money to go to building prisons, building mental hospitals, and also helping women and children specifically. The problem is these people, like I said, remember last week, it's crackhead Hawaii. They're like, yeah, I get to stab people, shoot up, and then it's all on your dime. Okay? So we can't have that anymore. That's not working. But you can make it work. But you know how you make it work? Stop voting in Democrats. We're going to have to vote in a Republican. Okay? Even if it was just like slightly better, I'd feel happy. But right now, it's like the worst it's ever been. It's very bad. It's very, very bad. We have a video of Katie Porter She apologizes for her behavior, but refused to say there aren't any other incidents where she has lashed out.
Should California voters feel confident that there aren't any more Katie Porter videos out there?
Well, what I know is that I could have done better in those moments. I'm going to be focused on earning their votes and earning their trust. That's true in every election. I've only ever had tough elections. So I'm absolutely aware that I'm going to have to continue to show them. I'm going to have to answer every question. I'm glad I got to continue that interview and finish that interview and answer all her questions. And that's what I'm going to continue to do, to show Californians not only that I understand their problems, but that I have the will and the strength of character to actually get something done about them.
But not just the CBS interview, the interview with the staffer. Can voters be confident that there won't be another one of those videos that's going to come to light?
What I do know is that I could have done better in that situation.
But that's not a no. So is there potentially another video that we're going to see?
Nikki, I'm going to be honest with you. I know that video was several years ago, as you know, and I apologize to the staffer. That's super important to me, and will continue to try to hold myself to do better. That's what I can promise.
I like how as soon as they're like, I'm going to be honest with you, it's like, they're like literally lying the second she says that. Katie, come on. You're yelling, you're cursing, you're storming out of interviews, you tanked your career in 5 minutes somehow, you're throwing mashed potatoes at your ex-husband, you're telling your daughter she's going to be raped and killed because Trump's the president. I'm like, honey, it's over. It's over. Take a seat. Also, thank you for running. I feel like this gives Republicans a huge advantage. Fantastic. But I like how she's like, I can't say that there's not going to be more crazy shit. There's a lot of crazy shit about you. You're saying there's more? When you guys go into these jobs in the public, don't you think that these things might come out one day? I'm nuts and I act less crazy when I'm home. I'm not throwing mashed potatoes at my boyfriend that are hot. Like, Jesus Christ, lady, what the is wrong with you? Can't even imagine the shit that happens that's not on camera.